Fuck Trap House Mob. I'm back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it.
Yo, Nets Nation. Nice bounce back W. What is up, Rage? Julian, what is going on, gentlemen?
What's going on, y'all? W, big
Yes.
baby.
Let's do kickback. Ooh, what does that mean? All right.
The first thing I see is Joe is still trash. I don't know why that made me laugh.
Joe, we'll get into that. I'm going to get into a Joe and Harden thing because they're a package deal in that topic. But, you know, let's get some shout outs here. Kern Elliott, what's up? Francis Ong, Jonathan Fernandez, the game 3016. Isaac, the mod, what is up, Isaac? Let's see who else. IR United. Musa, what is up, Musa? Jordan, what is going on, y'all? Welcome, Aaron. Aaron, what is up? Just straight to basketball. What is up, basketball? Jordan, what's going on? Ooh, yeah, this was a nice bounce back W today. I'm happy. It was like a quarter, like we came out hot, and then the second we dropped, third was kind of all over the place. Like we came out super cold in the third, brought it back around towards the end, and in the fourth quarter, and just kind of put it away. It was a nice feel. Like it also helps that, like Dinwiddie, I was like really excited to see Dinwiddie tonight. Like I was hoping we were going to get like a good game from Dinwiddie, and it would just be a nice little back and forth battle, and we would still win. But like Dinwiddie was just non-existent. I didn't even think about him. Man ended with 10 points. Like he was not hitting his shots, but they had a like 34% from the field, 23 from three. I mean, they had a horrible shooting game, and it's like this was one of those games where even if we weren't at our best, like we were still able to walk away from it. Our defense tonight was the highlight for me. I really was happy with the defense. Nash threw a curveball at me. Like I kind of was thinking today's starting lineups were going to be Blake, Claxton, Harris, KD, and Harden, and it was he went small ball. He went with the lineup from last year, and to start out, it worked. And threw Bruce in there. Bruce, I'm so glad Nash has gone to Bruce the last 2 days. It's obvious how much he improves our team defensively and just even with ball movement. Let me just get into stats right now. Good thing is tonight is we had at least 5 people in double figures. That was nice to see, other than just KD and Patty Mills from the other day. I don't know if I should get into like breakdown. Well, yeah, I'll get it. Like Kevin Durant, 34 minutes, 9 for 17, 1 for 2 from 3, 6 from 9 from 3-point, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Yes, 2 steals. Like KD with 25 points, just being KD. Bruce Brown, 6 for 10. He had 30 minutes. He was 6 for 10. Missed both his threes, but he hit both his free throws. About 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, but he finished with 14 points. Blake Griffin, rough shooting night for that man, but I will give it to him on the defensive end as far as getting them rebounds. 9 rebounds for him, but he was 1 for 7 from the field. It was a brutal shooting night for Blake Griffin. But as far as defensively, I got no complaints from him. James Harden, 5 for 17, 1 for 8 from 3.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, it was bad.
I didn't even realize.
He had 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 14 points. Joe Harris, 30 minutes, 3 for 12, 3-11 from 3, hit both his free throws. Yeah. However, I will give Joe a little, won't go too hard in on him. He did come in with like 8 rebounds. He had a couple assists. He finished with 11 points. Yeah, so like and then I can't forget Patty Mills, 22 minutes, 8 for 14, 5 for 9 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 21 points. To me, it's not surprising that KD and Patty have been our best efficient shooters this year, both not taking a break in the offseason, playing in the Olympics. I think that has given them an edge to start the season because they've definitely kept that consistency of just staying active and shooting. So to me, it's very evident. I'll just kind of before we get into it, because the first topic's going to be James Harden and Joe Harris, and I'll explain why I package them together. But what are y'all thoughts? Like Julian, Rage, whoever wants to go first. Like Julian, just go for it. Since you weren't here yesterday, what were your takeaways from today's game?
I feel like we kind of got lucky a little bit because they just didn't really do that good on the other team. So I feel like if they were on, we probably would have lost, type of deal. So, but I am happy. You know, that we got.
It would have been closer. I don't know. I don't want to say we would have lost, but
it would have been
I know
closer.
what you're saying.
We
I know what you're
possibly could have lost, but yeah, it was you know. But as far as Harden and Joe, I see people in the chat talking about he's washed and stuff like that, and it's like, man, like
that's stupid.
Yeah, it's very stupid. I understand
table that topic though. Like, just table that because we're gonna dive into
just the game, right? Just the game.
Yeah, just stick to it because it is a very important topic. Joe and Harden, I really think.
Yeah.
Like, because you did say like this game was one of those games where thank God we were up and down as far as how we played, and it was like thank God that they played like shit. So.
Yeah, I just feel like, hey, we got the W. That's all that matters, you know. So I agree with pretty much what Saint said. You know, it was a good W. I wasn't like super duper like impressed, but it's it's a process. It's a marathon. So we're gonna gradually get better, you know. So we got the dub. That's all that matters. We 2-2. So
yes, it is. I mean, you could tell too. Like if you were watching the game and Barclays Center was just silent after that first quarter, and like it picked up a little in the second, but it was dead at Barclays Center. But hey, Rage, where you at?
I'm here. My bad. I was.
Yeah. Put down your homework, man. What you're doing? Why are you doing homework? I'm just playing. Rage is pulling double duty.
Yeah. It's all good.
So, what are your thoughts, bro?
Great bounce back win. We needed it bad. We gave through. I think Harden looked better today. I think obviously his shots weren't going down too well, but I mean, other than that, he looked great. He wasn't really getting too much turnovers. He wasn't he wasn't throwing it at Claxton's feet at 100 miles per hour. You love to see that. What should we call it? Everyone else played great. Obviously, Patty Mills played amazing. Kevin Durant, as usual, Kevin Durant. Nicholas Claxton definitely looked better today. I'll definitely say that. His defense was good. He didn't go up with anything too crazy. The hanging on the rim was a little bit excessive, but I think I think he'll learn, just to, not do that over time, But I mean, everyone played good. It almost started to slip out, but then we got the lead back. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, today's game did seem like a no-energy game between fans and the team. Like, even though we did score, it was nice to see, at least 5 people in double figures. The defense, the defense for me was a lot better of a takeaway.
Yeah.
The switching was better. It was nice to see Bembry in there. It was nice to see Bruce Brown in there. You can definitely see. I'm happy we picked up if I had to make a comparison to James, if I the James Johnson Bembry pickup, so much happy with Bembry than I am James Johnson at this point. But Bembry, I always call him 2.0. I just call him the budget Bruce Brown, and I can see it. Even Bembry came in and he I didn't even read his stats in 18 minutes. He was 3 for 5, 1 for 1 from free throw. He had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block. He finished with 7 points. So I'm happy for the first game seeing Bembry in there for that minutes. Like, I'm comfortable with him coming in, especially if, like, say you have Bruce Brown in there a little bit and you kind of sub Bruce out and bring Bembry in. That's like a good – I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That's a good back-to-back. Let's see what chat's saying right now. Yes, I know. We're going to get into the Joe Harris conversation. We know, as Kurt Elliott said. So, all right. So the first kind of topic that's listen, Kevin Durant, Patty Mills, can't say enough about him. Both of these guys were locked in. Good games from both of them. Happy with Bruce Brown's play. Blake was you needed a lot more from Blake. You got to see Nicholas come in. He got 16 minutes. And I don't listen, I'm not gonna say him coming off I think Clack should come off the bench at this point, but I guess you can make the case for him starting sometime. But when he came off the bench and he came in for 16 minutes, he looked a lot more comfortable than he has the last 3 games. And I don't know if that's just pressure, but the 16 minutes, he was 3 for 4. He had 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, an assist.
Great game.
I'm okay with that from him.
This is what he should be getting. This is what he should be getting. He looked way better today than in any of his other 3 starts.
Yeah. I'm not concerned with the scoring from Claxton. I'm really not, because I think once Harden figures his shit out and Claxton gets more of his legs underneath him and clearly gets in better shape, I think you're going to see that increase, at least the action between them. But so I'm not even – I liked Claxton coming off the bench. To me, it came across he was a little bit more relaxed. But first topic I think we should get into is the James Harden, Joe Harris thing. Okay. Because what I was watching with this game was both of them had a very horrible, in my opinion, shooting game, right? They both had 14 and 11, right? But it was not – I mean, James was 1 for 8 from 3. Harris was 3-11. Their final numbers, 5 for 17 for James Harden, 3 for 12. So they had very, in my opinions, very similar shooting nights. The times that they did get to the free throw line, they hit both of them. But where they were good at, which makes it a little less painful, was, Joe Harris had 8 rebounds. Harden had 6. Harden also had 9 assists. So I started, and he had a steal and a block. So it's I started looking at this, and it's clearly both of their shots are not on right now, and they haven't been all season. Now, I'll start with James. I've been seeing a lot of people in chat, a lot of people in Discord chat, a lot of people on Twitter just coming at James super hard, saying he's washed, he's trash, just saying stuff that's just purely stupid, right? And it got me thinking about James Harden, and I'll say this and then we can go on to Joe, but it's and I'll let you give what you think on this take is, James Harden came in last year in the playoffs and showed his heart on a really bad hamstring injury, trying to keep us alive. And then obviously you see how that went. We go to off season. James is probably not playing for a good month and a half before he can really start getting into it. So he's trying to get back in game shape. He's trying to get back his rhythm. And then you add 2 things. I think it was around preseason, you do have the team practicing before the Nets shut down Kyrie Irving. So then you take him out of the thing. That changes Harden's game plan to do even more. Then on top of that, we get the first taste of how the league is going to guard, is how they're going to call, foul calls against James Harden or their lack thereof. And my thought with James Harden was, this man for the last how many seasons has been going to the 3-point line and just taking a 3-point shot a certain way, whether he's able to lean in for contact. He's been shooting a certain way from 3 for such a long time, and now he's kind of got to adjust that shot and get back to that more pick and shot. He's not leaning so much. So his game has changed to some degree. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think of that? I mean, because I'm not one of these dudes that's like worried about Harden. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go off on him. Like he's obviously getting, and you could even see earlier. You could probably find it on Twitter. You could maybe find it on YouTube. Nash takes Harden out early one time, and you can literally see Nash kind of like Harden arguing with Nash, like, "Why are you taking me out?" And he makes this notion, and if you kind of lip read, it looks like he's saying, "I'm trying, like, I need more time. I need to be in there more to get my rhythm." Like, so he knows. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? I mean, what?
It's he hasn't really like looked the same since the preseason, but I don't know. I think people just overreact a lot. You know, there's and with the rule change and stuff, like he needs time to adjust. And some of these games, he still has 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and stuff. So it's not, like really bad overall, but just the scoring, has been. So I understand. I understand why, but to say that he's washed, like it's been 3 regular season games and he's washed. I just think that, and it makes me kind of feel like there's a lot of like not real fans in here because you shouldn't be so quick to like put him down or like kick him when he's down. You should be you should pick him up, And this is like we don't get a trophy for 3 games, you know. It's just a lot of overreaction. He'll be okay. We already knew. Me and AJ talked multiple times up here saying that he would struggle because the rule changed, and he'll probably continue to struggle for a little minute. He'll probably continue to struggle, but he's a superstar, and I wish it wasn't like that. I wish people would like know how to calm down and just be like, hey, like he'll be fine, But it was definitely the past 3 games and even the preseason games, his scoring was just not there, and you could see it affecting his play. And I think, like I said, gradually, the team will get better. I think gradually, he's gonna get better. He's gonna find his role. He's gonna, so he'll be okay.
Yeah, WTM is like he said he didn't like how Harden got mad at. Well, I don't want to say. I kind of like to see that fire from players, especially if they know they're struggling and they want to do better, because I'm sure there's nobody more that bothers Harden more than anybody, like knowing what he's capable of, and it's like you're just not seeing that. And I guess I could kind of segue that into Harris in the sense of like the one thing that they both have in common right now is that neither of their shots from 3 are they're not, neither of them are in rhythm. It's completely obvious. I'm not trying to compare Harris to Harden, not trying to do that at all. That's not why I'm saying this. But Harden and Harris's shit are off from 3. It's just obvious.
Yeah.
But you do see them doing other things in the game that let you know that they're plugged in as far as like trying to get rebounds, trying to box people out, trying to get other people, because there were a handful of times that you saw Harris dish out or Harden dish out or try to get other people involved in the play. I'm aware from just watching the two that they are working on their game. It's just neither of their shot is falling from 3. And I saw somebody also say it on Twitter, and I kind of had the same thought. So it was like it's kind of cool to see other people have the same thought process in the sense of that, like, imagine if Harden and Harris were both hitting their 3s.
We win.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, add that to the first 4 games of the season, and you could arguably say that Harden and Harris have shot like trash from 3-point. Now imagine if that 3-point shot was there for both of them, like these games would be a lot different, especially last game. Like, same thing again tonight. Like, our 3-point, take a guess at where our 3-point percentage was tonight. Just take a guess. Give me a percentile.
What our team as a team?
Team percentage shooting. From
what was it, like 30?
Less than that.
25, 20?
28.6 from 3. It was our percentage. and yesterday's, I believe, was like 32. So as a team, with the exception of like Patty and KD, like our main 3-point threat guys are not shooting well, and they have not shot well at all so far in the first 4 games. So that's why I'm not like going way overload on Harris or Harden yet, because neither of their shots are in rhythm.
I
Hey,
understand the concern, but
yeah, I mean, I know people are still going to say, "Hey, F Harris, get rid of him." I get it, but I just can't imagine if both of those guys had their three hitting at least hitting closer to 50%, like how much better these games would be. And it's like if both of these guys do have their three hitting and they're hitting closer to 50 on their threes, how much more does that open the rest of the game up? And you know, it just that is a huge missing factor in why we are playing the way we are. Hey, Chubbs, what's up, man? You were at the game, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
What's going on, dude?
It was a great game, man. Like the fans were amazing. The play was probably
because
our best.
we heard the fans was lame. Like,
It seemed like the first quarter they were good, but then it like went dead for like.
Okay, here's the thing: the camera does like the cameras the way it doesn't do the stadium justice. Like the fans were there, like they oohed and cheered, booed, like the fans were there.
All right, because I got the impression the first quarter you could hear them, but like second quarter we kind of looked sloppy a little bit, and then the third quarter I think went 0-9 or 0-11 before anybody on the team hit a shot,
Right?
And then we picked it back up, obviously.
Yeah, I gotta say the funniest thing I've seen this whole game there. Denny Avia had a whole fan club just to show up there. Like he had a whole section just to cheer him on. That was the funniest shit I've seen all night. Like he only had 2 points, but they literally cheered him every time he had the ball, every time he tried to guard up KD. Like that was the funniest shit I ever seen.
That's funny. Hey, I gotta shoot back at somebody. Mo, you clearly didn't hear what I said. Said I'm not comparing these two, but the one thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad or anybody else, have either of them shot good from 3-point line at all this season so far? It's not a comparison of player to player and their skills. Like down the line, it's neither of them been hitting threes. And my whole point of that conversation was if they both were hitting threes, this would be a different conversation in a different game. So there's that. But
not as far as saying the fans were lame. Like, nah, the fans were on 100%. The loudest applause was for Spencer Dinwiddie. Like the whole stadium gave a round of applause for Spencer Dinwiddie, and that was like the most wholesome shit I ever seen. But
did it kind of bum you out that he didn't really show up?
I mean,
I was kind of hoping for a Dinwiddie like just come in, not like a revenge tour or anything, but it would have been cool to just see Dinwiddie have fun, like going back and forth and like kind of balling out a little bit.
I mean, I know I was like talking shit, saying, "Oh, Dean was gonna fry us for 50," but I'm kind of glad he did it because that would have just made me more depressed after that Hornets loss. But honestly, I think Dinwiddie just had an off night. Like you kind of see, he wasn't able to get in rhythm. He wasn't able to find any sort of a pulse offensively. So I think that's kind of why he was slow today. But it was still good just seeing him play again, honestly.
Yeah, he only finished with like 11 points. He was kind of a non. I mean, thank God they shot like crap.
But I think we did decent defensively. Outside of a few plays where it was wide open, I think we did all right. We out rebounded them. We rotated nicely. We crashed in when we needed to. I think we did okay.
What stuck out to you most? Like, was it the defense or like the offense to you?
It was Steve Nash's rotations. That stuck out to me because I'm gonna be honest.
Like good or bad?
It was good because this is probably Steve Nash's best rotations I've seen. The one thing I saw when I knew this was going to be a good, well-coached game, he took Joe Harris off and put Patty Mills on. And then we started running up the score from there. And then he just, like, the rotations was great. Bembry came in when he needed to. Bruce came in when he needed to. He got Millsap to come in when he needed to. Like, I'd say there was not one sub in I'd say that was out of place. So I'd say this is Nash's best coach game in a while.
Yeah, somebody's saying they're laughing, saying it was Washington. So
Washington is not bad. That's crazy. They're not even bad.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
they're better than the Hornets.
I don't know, dude. That there might be a case for an argument for that, dude. I'm not fully sold on Washington right now, but they did have a terrible shooting game. I think it's too early to really tell where some of those lower ranked teams really fall.
Yeah,
it's too early in the season to have any take. Really,
they were 2-0. They could end up being bottom of the conference for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know how it works out. I mean, but yeah, I mean that's cool, bro. I'm glad you got to go, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm so glad. It's a privileged opportunity, honestly.
Was it hard not to spend a lot of money in the store?
I walked through the store, but I was in the mindset of looking for a specific thing, like the that Kevin Durant Reaper shirt with the dogs on it.
Do you want me to show you? Can you see the screen? You want me to? I'll show you because this was in yesterday's game. I was told that the Warren Lotus shirts were going to be each game or something, like a home game. You could only get them there. So I went online today, and I'm not even going to tell you how much I paid for it. But it's probably the most expensive T-shirt I ever bought. Jesus. And out of all the ones that they had, I thought this one was the sickest, and I picked this one up today. I don't know if you could see that.
I tried to look for that one too. They didn't have it.
They had that. That was yesterday. I think that one came out yesterday. That was the one out of all of them I liked the most, and I definitely am not going to be like purchasing the rest of them, but this shit is fire. And like I did slap down some money. I'm not gonna lie. I went back and forth with this guy making offers. Like we used all our bid offers to one another, but I settled on an acceptable price for myself. I don't even know that I want to wear this shirt.
But nah, man, that's a clean shirt. I tried to look for it in Barclays, but it's too late, man.
Yeah, they were going, from what I saw, they were going off quick. And then if you look like on eBay and all different, it's like some of the prices were at $250. I definitely did not pay $250. It's the Warren. I don't know if I'm saying his name wrong, but Warren, and then I think it's Lotas. He's apparently made a ton of them for a bunch of other teams as well. So it's not just for Brooklyn Nets, but I'm sure if you type in his name and T-shirts, like a whole bunch.
Damn, he does it for a lot of NBA.
Yeah, and some of the other NBA team ones are pretty sick, but
yeah, I just saw Suns one. Damn, the KD Reaper one is like 160.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like some of these things were, but they were only selling them at the games. I mean, you can buy. They actually have somebody already had reproductions for like $24 up there. So.
Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, it was a good game. Like as far as just getting it out of the way, getting to see Bembry, getting to see Bruce. I'm still waiting for Harden and Harris to just get their shot back. I think once that happens, it's gonna look a lot better. How did you feel about Claxton coming off the bench?
The difference was night and day. Honestly, like Claxton, I think he's not ready to start. He's not. He should just come off the bench, and we should focus more of a rotation of Blake, either run small ball of Blake or Millsap, or have LMA as a starting center. I think that's the safer choices to go forward because Clax is just not ready.
It did seem like he had a lot less stress on him. Seemed like he was a lot more comfortable coming in.
It had more energy to come in, and it's like I want that energy when he starts, and he just couldn't give that over those past two games. And when he came off the bench, you just saw the night and day difference. Like someone in the comments, he was a plus 21. The last couple of games, he was a dead negative. Like it's definitely best for Claxton to come off that bench.
Yeah, I think the pluses were Patty Mills at 21, Javon Carter. I don't know why he was a +9. I mean, he was in there for 23 minutes. Still
Yeah,
didn't really.
he just ran around.
He just ran around.
Even from where I was saying, he just ran around. Honestly.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong day. My bad. Hold on a second. I was checking out James Harden's. Somebody had shot back. Well, he shot 50%. No, he shot under from 50% in the second game. I didn't look at the first game, but James Harris. I mean James Harden. James Harris. That's it. That's what it's like, right? No, like James Harden. Like I mean, we can't say that right now. His three is not falling like it should, nor is Harris.
He said he shot 50. He shot 41 last game from 3.
So I mean, it's not terrible. He was 3 for 7 in the second game. The third game wasn't great. This game wasn't great. I didn't look at the first one, but it's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying James Harden and Harris are off from 3. Mm-hmm. And if for some reason, and if those 3% like were up and they were hitting 50, like we're talking a totally different game. We're talking much more attention placed on those two individuals, which would start freeing up other guys. It would make things look a lot better. I'm still not comfortable with the ball movement. It still feels like ISO ball. It does not seem like there's really any plays really being run at all, which is frustrating. But I did. That was my other takeaway again. You know, it's just like when KD's in there, it's just like ISO. But so tonight, let's see. Yeah, Joe Harris was +13. I can only assume that's from the 8 rebounds and assists and whatnot. Patty Mills was +13. Nick Claxton +21. James Johnson, I still don't know how he got +15. He literally got
running around.
one shot, and then everything else was zeros. Yeah,
literally running around. Like I don't. Like you hardly remember him even in the game.
Like how does he get? Yeah, and it must be the analytic that he was perfect for the almost 7 minutes he was in, because he had a higher plus than Bembry. I know that. I don't know exact breakdown between those like plus minuses, but that shit's kind of funny. The only person that was really a negative was Javon Carter and Blake Griffin. Everybody else was in the plus.
I wasn't that impressed with Blake today at all.
Why didn't he come back in? Was he injured? Or like did he just get benched?
He just got benched.
More likely he just got benched.
There was plays when Harden would be all by himself up against Gafford in the paint, while Blake is just sitting back court. Like he's not coming back on defense. There was multiple possessions like that, and there was also there were some crazy finishes he tried to get, and they were just they just ended up being really bad, like sloppy, and like him getting the ball ripped or something.
Well, you could see Blake's minutes got passed around. You had 9 minutes for Millsap, 13 for Carter, 16 for Claxton, 18 for Bembry. Like they definitely went deeper into their bench this game than they did. Obviously, LA didn't play. But they definitely went deeper into the bench and kind of spread those minutes out a lot more. Now, I don't know if they did that because they noticed he just wasn't having a good shooting game. But, I mean, the man still did come in and give you 9 rebounds. So, I mean, you can't not acknowledge that. Like, at least it was nice to see him, like, with a semi-decent rebound game. They had 54 as a team. Turnovers – way down today. Only 9 turnovers. Like that was
Harden had 9. Harden had like 8 yesterday, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Like think about it now. Like that's so the offense run. Like everything turns out so much better when Harden is not getting those turnovers. When Harden is not getting turnovers, I swear the game just. I swear it just goes into a win. When Harden is not getting turnovers, everything goes so good.
Yeah, Kern, I actually did say that. I don't exactly know 100% how it works. Sometimes it seems off, but yes. This is an opinion show. We're not up here saying we're all basketball wizards and we understand every little thing. So, yes. You're very right. You got your point made.
What's it called? Bruce Brown was like his impact for coming off the gate was amazing. Like his effort, his energy was great. Like he looked great, and I think that's what we needed. And now with I don't know. My new starting lineup that I kind of want to go out is Harden. You have KD, of course, Joe Harris, Bruce Brown, and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, that's what. There's somebody else.
That
Your
seems
boy.
optimal,
Yeah, I think I said something like that similar to the other day. Like, but I was kind of adding more for Paul Millsap. But just the way Bruce Brown is playing, I can't argue with that.
yeah.
I don't think
Exactly.
Millsap ever sees the starting lineup with the minutes he's getting.
Yeah,
No, I
he's
think he
getting
does.
gold
I
with
think
his
he
minutes,
will.
honestly.
He'll
getting
get
gold with
it.
his minutes.
He'll get a start. I mean, dude, we're already 4 games in, and every game we've almost had a different lineup. So
Pretty much.
I'm not saying we're gonna have 40 different lineups like we did last year, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit the 20 mark somewhere. Like, I think there will be a considerable amount of different lineups. You know, barring injury, I wouldn't be surprised. I know you're not, Kern. I know you're not dissing. Yeah, it's kind of funny. The plus minus, like, I don't exactly know how it works 100%. After this game, I'm actually gonna read up on it. But sometimes those plus minuses just seem so out of whack to what it,
And the thing is with the plus minus,
to like what an
it doesn't matter if he
individual
wasn't.
does. Yeah,
It doesn't matter if he wasn't doing anything. If he's on the court with Kevin Durant, James Harden, Patty Mills, and
Yeah.
all those people, he's gonna have a high plus. That's just simply how it goes. Because we're gonna score more points with with all of those players on the court with James Johnson, and it doesn't really matter. Like James Harden could have a major minus, and Patty Mills could have a major plus for the simple fact that they were on the court at different times.
Speaking of Patty, I think we need to start the propaganda of him winning the 6th Man of the Year this year.
I swear, man.
No,
he
we need to make a
But
petition and start putting out propaganda.
But what about Patty starting over Joe Harris?
No, because I still think we need that scoring off the bench with Patty Mills.
No.
You need somebody on the court. You need somebody to run that offense when you don't have James Harden. You know what I'm getting at?
But think about, I get what you're saying, but at the moment right now, clearly Patty is a much better, but like you saw, like kind of what happened with Claxton a little bit, right? Like, I mean, if you're trying shit and Nash says he's trying to figure things out, like, and you still have no Kyrie Irving, and yes, I do agree, Patty off the bench is money, but like, why not give Patty, like, if Harris is doing that terrible, and everybody's saying trade him, he's trash, he's this, he's that, why not give Patty a little play one game? Like, maybe it lights up. Like, maybe it lights a fire under Harris's ass. Maybe it changes. The pressure comes off. Maybe he gets a different look, comes in a different way, and it changes how Harris starts shooting. I don't know. I mean, I felt like today when Claxton came in off the bench, he just looked a lot more comfortable. Granted, his first, he did first game, Giannis and Brook Lopez, second game, Embiid, and then the last
it's
game,
hard. It's you. Everyone has to think it's really hard to put him up the best inside scorers in the NBA. Like, nobody's stopping Joel Embiid. Nobody's stopping Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nobody is stopping that. Nobody in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard is not stopping. He's great, but he's not stopping.
But I mean, listen, if the name of the game is to try things out, there's no reason why you can't do different lineups like that. I mean, I know this guy is saying we can't have these 3 guys on the floor at the same time, but we have seen it already.
Why can't we have all those 3 on the same? I don't get that.
Yeah, what lost?
And that's a very specific.
What did you see from LaMarcus and Harden, from all those 3 at the same time, that you're like, yep, they cannot play together. Nope, can't happen.
Yeah, no, and it's not like lost. If you can clarify, like, that'd be great. Like,
yeah. What did you see? I'm just curious, because I think they all should be on the court at the same time, in my opinion.
I mean, I think you will see those guys at one point, at least during the season.
I think all of us are on the LaMarcus Aldridge train of him starting. If we get him to start, I still think Joe Harris I don't think Joe Harris ever sees the bench, unless like something really big happens. But I don't see Nash putting him on the bench. Like he didn't go on the bench last year. I don't think he's going to go on the bench this year. I think he's going. As long as Kyrie is not here, Joe Harris is going to be starting every game, in my opinion, unless he's hurt.
Like, here's another thought. Like, when Kawhi picked up Giannis 94 feet, and who on our team is picking him up 94 feet and they, and build a wall? Like, I guess that's my question. Like, who's really gonna, who on our team is in comparison to Kawhi that's gonna pick up
that
Giannis?
Wall has gotten exposed before.
I'm just saying, like, that's my question to this comment. Like, who? I don't even know how to say. I don't want to screw his name up, so I'm just gonna say Cisse. Mahamadou. Yeah, like, I'm just curious, like, who on our team would do that?
Honestly, I think Kyrie would clamp up Giannis.
Oh, Tricky Nicky's in there. He's like, talk about how Beal got shut down. No, I mean, our defense tonight was a very nice surprise. I was happy with our defense, happy with the switching. We definitely shut down Spencer. Granted, he was also having a shitty scoring. Beal was kind of like, looked like he would cook up, but then he wouldn't. He did hit a few. What was his numbers tonight? 8 for 20. Damn, 3 for 13 from 3.
Yeah.
Missing quite out. He did have 5 turnovers, 19 points. So we definitely clamped him up. I would
have been damned if he dropped 40 and Kyrie were just sitting there. Due to the mandate, I would have been so heated. Heated.
I mean, we can address that. Like, listen, we know why he can play and Kyrie can't, because they can't affect, states' rules. You can't affect somebody outside. So I don't even want to get into that. But low key, it did kind of like, as I watched that man out there, it was just frustrating where it was just like, this dude is not vaxxed and he is running around just free will playing, and like Kyrie's just chilling at home. Like that did bug me tonight to see that. Like, the mandate crap, it just drives me nuts. And I understand why they can't enforce it from somebody from another state. I get that, but still, it just still doesn't seem fair to some degree, And that's why, like, I think some people attack the NBA, but then again, it's like, hey, remember, it's not the NBA's fault.
The NBA didn't enforce the rule.
Like, when all those people showed up yesterday, if people didn't know, there was a lot of protesters out there, and there's been a lot of, like, just chatter of, well, they weren't really Nets fans. They weren't Kyrie fans. They were all people from the right, anti-vaxxers. But when I saw it, I kind of saw a mix of Kyrie fans, people that were kind of felt the same way Kyrie does, like vegan type people that are real into their health.
Vegan type people.
No, I did, because there was a sign. There was like I'm just, veganism, whatever you call it that.
Right,
but
right.
Like I saw was a very mixed group of people, each pushing their own kind of agenda, and who knows if any of them were really Nets fans or not, whatever, but it was, you definitely had a handful of people out there that were all pushing their different agenda against the vaccination. Some people were there because they just, again, like what we just said, there were people there that were like, saw Beal play and they're like, what the fuck? That's stupid. And then there were people with the anti-vax, people from the right trying to push their narrative. You saw Black Lives Matter was there. I mean, there was so many different narratives coming from that yesterday, but I can't wait till that whole thing is just. From what I understand, Al Mack, I've been told Kyrie is, but I don't have a interview or anything. But from what I understand, that he is along that line, and so is his wife or girlfriend. But I just can't wait till that whole thing's behind us, man. Because it is obvious without Kyrie. It is obvious some of the injustice of that, where it's just like, on one hand, it's okay here, but not okay there. I just can't wait till that whole thing's behind us.
Yeah,
look at it back and be like, man, that shit was crazy.
Oh yeah, Chubbs, was there anybody out there today? Because
surprisingly not, but there was definitely a bump in security. But there wasn't even any crowds forming. It was just like regular old Monday night. There was just a far cry from yesterday, most definitely.
Yeah, because I will say that I don't care who it was and what flag you were waving and what your stance was and who you were really standing up for. But that I'm not gonna lie, that shit pissed me off when I saw them like trying to like do a January 6th type shit on the front of the Barclays Center. Like that shit pissed me off. Like I'm
And
not
here's
gonna
the funny
lie,
thing, Saint. Like,
and it ruined the
the,
opening night.
yeah, and mind you, Borough Hall, City Hall is down the street from Barclays Center.
Yeah,
It's a good bus ride and like a good bus ride, a good walk there. And like, why couldn't y'all go there? But yet you come to Barclays Center. The Barclays Center has nothing to do with the mandate.
no,
Like,
and the NBA doesn't even have anything to do with that either.
yeah, like Barclays Center didn't say Bradley can come, but Kyrie can't. Like that's the
No.
government of New York to do that.
It's the
like,
state, yeah.
Like I don't know. I think it's just people trying to hop on an opportunity to push a point, and they thought they saw an easy opportunity to try to make a statement, try to get something in the media, and it's just stupid. It's all stupid.
Your boy Kevin says this is coming from a Harden fan. He needs to take Kyrie's diet advice.
Jesus.
Jeez, man. Leave Harden alone. Look, he wants to eat his honey buns and drop 40 at the same time. Like, let's leave him alone. Let him do that in peace.
But still in chat, you have your opposite views. You know, Durant was like, Kyrie paid for that. Kyrie Flat Earth Kyrie organized. It's like, come on, dude. Like, so many people have like such untouch of reality of what's really going on there.
While yes, Kyrie has influenced it, it's not totally his fault.
No.
Like, yes, what he did, how he's going about the whole vaccine situation is stupid. But he didn't cause those people to go out there and try to bum rush a building. Those are people that probably had the same idea to go at the Capitol on January 6th. Like, let's be honest.
Well,
they're just using Kyrie as like a backdrop for their own stupid agenda. Let's just get that out the way. Like, I don't think Kyrie has any form of blame for that.
Yeah, there were so many different people out there with different agendas on that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure a person that's waving a swastika doesn't agree with what half of what Kyrie thinks of the world. I'm 100% sure. So I think they're just more so trying to stand up to the vaccine and just being pure anti-vax rather than being pro-Kyrie. Be honest, I don't even think they know who Kyrie is or they even seen him play, but they just want to push their own agenda, and that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
It's a rough situation, but hopefully it all works out in the end.
Yeah, we're not going to make this a long stream, y'all, but like chat, if you guys have any questions or comments, just put @Saint, like anything you want to talk about, kind of throw it to you guys. If you would like to talk about anything in particular, don't really want to die. Like what we just talked about is probably the deepest we'll get with the Kyrie situation because everybody's got a different take on Kyrie. Either you hate him and want him gone and you think he's trash, or you support him 100%. That's kind of like where we're just leaving it at. But, you know, with that, whatever. The Nets should serve a vegan burger and call it Kyrie. Stupid. But hey, dude, how expensive is the food there? I remember somebody posting like a $12 taco, like a $12 street taco at Barclays.
Literally they ran out of food, so all they had was chicken tenders and fries, and with like the Snapple. On top of that, they had diet only, so that came up to around $20.
Damn.
Yeah. Would have probably been better off going to Chick-fil-A before the game or after the game.
Right.
Filling up and just buying a $6 soda.
I'm saying, literally a regular soda is $6. That's just a normal.
I just totally guessed on that.
Yeah, a large is like $7. Like, there's one drink that's like $10.
A water's like $5.50. I'm telling you.
Water is $6. Yeah.
Oh
Literally,
my god.
and it's Dasani too. It's not even Poland Spring or Aquafina.
It's not even something nice.
Yeah,
Hey, what? Tommy.
Don't diss on Dasani, bro. Come on.
And yes, I was highly upset. I had a diet Snapple.
Tommy Brandt in chat asked thoughts on some more minutes for Cam. We kind of dived into that yesterday a little bit, and I know like when yesterday was as painful as it was, and we were, people had a lot of opinions about yesterday. I still like. I mean, he did come in today, and he didn't really. I mean, even though it is a very limited amount of time, I wasn't really impressed with anything he did. But we know they need more time. But my thing is with like Cam and Sharp and them, like getting more time is like until they figure out the starting lineup and rotation and who plays well with what, and they get to a more solidified rotation starting and who's coming off the bench. I just don't see these guys getting any meaningful minutes unless a bunch of people got injured, like I think it's way too soon to really start waving the banner for Cam Thomas minutes right now. I think what I mean, am I wrong, guys, on that? I mean, that's kind of how I look at it, where it's like we're only 4 games in. Once we see things more solidified, then you could start making the case like, hey, let's bring these guys in, especially if we get back to where we were last year, where we were going up 20, 30 points on a team comfortably. Like then I could make the case for, let these guys come in, let them get more minutes, put them in with some other guys. Like,
I don't know, man. It's gonna be a while until we'll see Cam and Aaron or Kessler or Duke to get meaningful minutes. Because mind you, this is still a championship caliber team, and it's a rarity that rookies get a good amount of burn on a championship caliber team, especially on a level that we are at. Especially if Kyrie comes back, I don't see Cam playing I don't see Cam playing any point of the year, especially if Kyrie comes back. Like it's very hard to see him play.
Yeah, I agree. Las Gostreda. Any chance us upgrading at 5? Again, way too soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if come trade deadline, buyout market, we do have TPEs to use until 2022.
2 TPEs, man.
I think we have 3 now, actually.
3.
The big one, like 11 mil, 6, and then I think one of these other ones we got like a very small one, very, very small. But I definitely think we will look at that. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, it was definitely of a concern of ours last year, and it wouldn't surprise me if to some degree it is. And who knows what I think a lot of it hinges on what Clax does the rest of the season, how much better he develops. I think that's a huge factor in that question, but like this guy said here. Oh, no. Where was it? He said, seeing how Joe Harris 3 for 11 and Cam sitting up doesn't sit right. Well, I mean, again, hey, I get that, but you still don't know what Cam Thomas is going to give you. Just because he did good in Summer League and he had some decent time in preseason, this is completely different. We don't know that just because Joe Harris shooting 3 for 11, we put Cam in there and Cam's just going to cook up. Who knows?
Right.
And
put it this way, Cam Thomas, while yes, we've seen him have great games. He's a great talent that will develop into a monster.
But scoring only.
Yeah. Dude, it has tunnel vision like crazy. He has no pass button. It's only I'm gonna score or I'm turning it over. That's literally it at the moment.
Yes.
So yeah, Cam has a long way to go in terms of being a team player because all he does is really score. And that he has severe case of tunnel vision.
Now, would I like Cam Thomas to have those other intangibles where he's definitely a ball, like passing it more, taking better shot selection, like just being more of like a team player? Like if he had those like attributes already kind of locked up,
Right.
Like I would be all for put Cam Thomas in right now, but he doesn't have it, and he has shown it.
But put it this way, I just want him to know when, you know what, this is not a good 1v1 situation. Let me just pass out the ball, reset, or find another angle to attack. Because it's literally just I get the ball, I score, or it just turns over. Like that's what I want to see progressed out of Cam Thomas. Because waving off KD is kind of a dumb decision. Let's be honest.
Exact Empire 717. Exactly. This is just the beginning of the season. Cam Thomas is going to get his chance. Like Kessler Edward, he could get more minutes. Exactly. Al Mack. Like he's actually a position I think we need more help in as far as that wing defender than any.
Yeah.
Like you know,
if that shot develops, I see him getting minutes immediately.
Like to me, he's defensive. To me, he's more NBA defensive ready than any of these guys are.
And
like
he's a
he doesn't have
athlete.
shot, but yeah, like he's a great athlete and his defense is great. His hustle's good.
Just need
but
that
I
fix
just
that
think
jumper
it's
he set, man.
yeah. I just think it's way too soon for these guys to getting any meaningful minutes. Go ahead, and take. But yeah. Any y'all got anything to bring up? Any topics? Anything you want to talk about?
I mean, I don't know, man. Bruce Brown's impact I thought was insane today. I mean, I did bring this up earlier, but I was really impressed with how he played. And can we talk? I really love Day'Ron Sharpe's energy off the bench too. Like the thing was like he wasn't playing, but like he was yelling and he was actually getting people hyped. That's what we want off the bench, especially with him when we think we got a future with him. If we can get that, it's just the start.
I can tell, like the way the Nets treat Sharp, they're looking to him to take like Claxton. They're looking to give him the keys to this type shit with Cam. So I think they're definitely gonna have moments to shine and
I do like Sharp's like is already afraid not to get in there and bang around already.
You know? Yeah.
I like that. Exactly.
When he got the ball in the post,
exactly.
he just bullied in. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I do like that he's not afraid to get in there and just bang and like he's not getting pushed around. Like I'm loving that. Like
but overall, like it was just a good game. Just crowd was great from start to finish. Once again, the funniest thing I'll never forget, Danny Advia had a whole fan club to come out for him. Literally his home, and they're from Israel, his home country. They had all the flags. They were chanting his name, and he.
I wonder if they live in New York.
Maybe they just go to every game.
I mean, if he's from Israel, it's probably not out of the realm to think that a large part of the Jewish community in New York knows who he is and definitely supports him. It probably wouldn't be surprising. No, I know.
No, go ahead.
No. Oh, two things. The game. AJ is in California. He's on vacation. He comes back on the 26th. So I believe he comes back tomorrow. So next stream, AJ will be here and we'll get back to normal. I know the streams may be a little boring without AJ. He definitely is he's our personality. He keeps things rolling. But he'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if I think for the 27th or 28th. I don't know which day is that we play.
27th. It's versus the Heat.
Let's talk about that because that game to me has a potential to be a really good one or a really bad one for us.
Right.
Because Tyler Hero's playing good, Bam's playing good, Jimmy's playing good.
Okay.
I mean, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that matchup.
Right. There are two things going into that game that matter the most. It's rotations and consistency. If Steve Nash can find a solid rotation, I see us very easily beating the Heat. But number two, if all our players can carry over, players that did good tonight can carry over a good performance on Wednesday, we'll definitely beat the Heat. If Joe Harris steps up with Patty Mills dropping a good 19, 20 in that range again, I said we beat the Heat. If Harden steps up his game way more on Wednesday, because he was a little more aggressive today, we beat the Heat. If now, because we'll have LaMarcus play, if we potentially throw him on Bam to just put a big body in front of him, I'd say we have a good shot at beating the Heat. But it's all about the consistency and the rotations.
Yeah, I think Blake, I think Clax, I think LaMarcus, they are going to have their hands full at Bam. I really do.
And Deadman too. He's a solid backup.
I believe the good not the good thing, but Oladipo's still out. Kyle Lowry has a sprained left ankle, so he may not be in that game, but it's hard to tell. He got injured 2 days ago.
I think a tweet came out tonight saying he will play. He's playing tonight, so okay. I think so, yeah. Right, so I think he's more likely going to play. But, yeah, man. And top of that, you got PJ Tucker versus KD rematch, so that's going to be a little interesting.
He'll be there.
That's going to
be I see PJ, like, locking him down. KD might get, like, 2 points.
I'd say KD.
You have to be joking.
Nah,
you know what it is?
You actually
We forgot about Julian, like we forgot about Julian's dry humor and just the straight face delivery.
He means it.
He's like, hey, shout out to KGT Kim. We want to thank the admins without AJ doing a good job. Appreciate it. We're trying, man. This is kind of like warm up for us when we don't have the captain here. We're trying to hold it down, trying to talk. It is a little late on a Sunday. People probably going to bed, but appreciate it.
Yeah, AJ being ratchet, you know.
Somebody said, "Why did he do New York like that?" It's like, dude, California is a place if you are from New York, like you do go visit. He's out here, he's having fun.
Nah, man, that Heat matchup could go either horribly bad or it's a good game and we come out on top. It's either or, man.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's a good game. I hope it's not like the first. You know,
we do not need another Bucks game. We do not need another Bucks game.
But I do think the emergence of Bruce Brown now back into the lineup has changed things some drastically. I have felt we have looked a lot better with him in there. LA's going to look good when he's probably back in there. It'll be interesting to see what lineup they go. I don't know that they go with the same lineup they went today. I wonder if they do start Clax again or if they do start LA. I can't imagine they would. I mean, I don't know. You think they would start Blake on Bam?
I think
I'd possible. I'd throw LA on Bam. And here's the thing: when I say LA on Bam, I wanna try LA be a stretch big a little bit in this game. He doesn't have to camp at the 3, but set up some sort of plays where he does get a open look from 3 and draw Bam out and see how that shifts
who gets open look? Who gets open look?
LA.
Oh, I thought you said Bruce.
Hell no.
I mean, let's. I mean, that's a good question to throw at chat. Like, what do you guys think? Do you want us to go small? Like, you think we're better off going small? Do you think we're better off going big? Like, what's? Because I'm seeing like WTM said he liked Millsap on Bam. I love the China. What did he say? Yes, obviously, yes. We know we need a big man center for sure. We should get that 7-foot Russian guy from Europe. I know we did pick up some dude in our G League, some 7-footer, but I don't see that. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think we should go small? Or do you think we should go big?
If like it's crazy to think, but like I don't know. Last season, I kind of did like the Clax versus Bam matchup a little, but I don't know. It's kind of rough, and I don't really like I don't mind Blake, but like I don't know. Blake hasn't been playing too good for me. I don't know.
It's sad, bro, because it's games like this. Like when we talk about Bam, it's games like this where like you know we need Kyrie, and it's sad that we don't have him. You know, like because who's gonna guard him?
I know, but even with Kyrie, we still had an issue down low, though. I mean, I
No,
agree
but if
with
you
you.
put
Like,
Kyrie on Bam,
I get Kyrie opens up. Kyrie opens a lot. Oh, shut up.
You know, you put Kyrie on Bam. Yeah, you misunderstood
Oh,
me.
you stupid. Oh,
You know?
man. You're
Solves
stupid.
all
like
your problems.
I said, the consistency.
Spell consistency.
So Durantula wants to see
No.
the same lineup tonight.
No.
I don't hate that lineup. I don't hate that lineup.
No, not a bad lineup.
No.
I'm on the Aldridge instead of Blake train, but for tomorrow's game, I don't really know. I don't know how that LaMarcus versus Bam matchup works. I think Bam is a lot faster than Aldridge is, and I don't know how that'll affect Aldridge, because we know we can't go too big because our big lineup got exposed versus the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hey, Isaac, get that webcam chat bullshit out of our thing, please.
Hot girls and boys, you gay.
Yeah.
But no, I think what's it called?
I just peed. I just peed.
No,
I think LMA might have problems with Bam, like, because Bam's pretty, like, he's real mobile.
Bro.
CWE saying the Heat play small. I mean, I agree with the LA's. I think LA not starting might be a better thing. I would rather. I think I would either give like Claxton or Blake a run at it. Somebody earlier said sit Joe Harris, start Brown, but okay, if you do that, who else are you bringing in? Are you going? Are you going KD Harden, Bruce Brown, and then what? Blake and Claxton? I mean,
you need some form of spacing or a decent shooter in that.
I think Blake Griffin hasn't shot the ball at all. He doesn't really provide. He provides spacing, but he does that slow ass pump fake. He does that every time.
I don't know why he even tries to pump fake, bro. That shit is slow as hell.
It does nothing, but sometimes people jump at it, and I don't know what's actually going on in their brain because he does it so slow. How do you bite on that? He does nothing. He just moves his hand slightly upwards.
Like when he starts, he starts the pump fake on Monday, and he finally completes it on Friday. Like he's slow. Like that pump fake is slow.
And when he takes his pump fakes and goes into the dribble, he moves to the basket at around 1 mile per hour. Like it's bad.
His knees, bro. I feel bad for him.
I mean,
did you see him try to go up with a finish, bro? It was embarrassing. It was so bad.
I mean, this is that same argument that we had last year where it wasn't like, obviously, we're not going to be able to acquire somebody that's going to stop your Embiid, but it would be nice to get somebody at the 5. Like, they want Claxton to be that guy. I just don't think Claxton's going to be that guy for at least another season or two that could even keep up and even body up with somebody like Bam.
He's probably approaching his 50th game of his whole career. If not already at 50, but
I mean, it would be interesting. It would be interesting to see, because somebody brought up we need a guy like Collins. We need like somebody.
Yeah, because we can afford John Collins.
Yeah, no, but I get. What I mean though is like somebody that has that type of play style, where somebody that is athletic, can move, can still get in there.
Is there any players that we can? I mean, I think the only really piece that we're missing is like a 3-and-D guy, in terms of like a forward type thing.
But dude, I'm still not comfortable with the 5. I mean, I like LA, but obviously LA is he
got weaknesses. He got holes.
He does have his limitations, and the one guy that we have in Claxton isn't ready.
He's not ready yet.
Like Midnight said it. How many more bites at the apple does Clax get? And that remains to be seen.
Determined.
What the fuck does that mean? I've never heard that before.
Chances
well,
is he gonna get?
how many chances is he gonna get? And even stuff like this, like I get where you're coming. You don't like Joe Harris, but Joe Harris is not the problem, dude.
How is he the problem?
He's not shooting well. He definitely has some holes, but he is not the problem of the Nets. He is one of the issues the Nets have.
How are people 100%
like
convinced?
You guys just gotta get off like the Joe Harris dick. No offense, I don't know how else to say it, but like
he's not the sole problem.
He is a problem, but he is not the sole. Like, because that's what I've realized. Like, if all else fails, just say fuck Joe Harris.
Everything is
like
the thing is, if KD's playing terrible, anybody can say he's the problem. Yeah, because
Of
maybe
course.
he dropped 5 points. Yeah, obviously that's the problem. But
And coming off the
say that
bench,
for anybody.
I don't think he's going to be a problem if he's off the bench. I think he'll help off the bench, if anything.
I think he'll help off the bench, but who are you starting in place of him? You can't go too big. Obviously, you can go with Bruce Brown, Blake, and Claxton, but that's not too much. That's not much spacing. I don't think that's the best position for Harden to be in if he wants to play make and get his scoring ability. Because all they got to do is drop on Bruce Brown. They can. We saw Blake Griffin just went 0 for 5 from 3, and he didn't shoot at all today. Like that, Blake Griffin is a liability, and obviously Claxton can't shoot.
Yeah. And I got to address people like this, dude, because I've been seeing this like in our Discord. It's like, obviously, AKKD here is probably just a KD fan. It's like, why are you here then? Like, this is a Nets channel. If you think we're all stupid, like, why are you here? Like, do you get some enjoyment to just, like, oh, KD's great, and then I'm just going to talk shit on the rest of the Nets fans or even Nets team? Like, if that's how you feel, kick rocks, bro. Like, appreciate you rolling up, giving us the view, but like, what's your point, dude? I hate bandwagon like stan fans that only are around just for their player, but yet they
Real Royal, where you at?
They just talk shit on the rest of the team. It's like, it makes no sense to me, right? Like, you even have a Knicks fan, Tricky Nicky, who's in here, right?
Love that guy.
And like,
he's
a Knicks fan, but he's even got like more respect and intelligence to even look at the rest of the team. Like, I guess I'm just getting more irritated about that lately because I've seen it more and more, and then especially with the Kyrie thing, it's like all of a sudden saw all these people come out where you realize they were just Kyrie fans, and they were like, "Oh, well, screw the Nets. I'm only well, then why are you here? Like, go to your team or just like stay out of it. Like, you really, if all you're going to contribute is just to talk shit on the Nets, but only say good things about, like, your words really mean nothing at this point. Like, I'm sorry, I had to go on that tangent, but that shit's just been bugging me, dude.
Right.
People, like, it's like, just go to another channel then. Go find.
It comes with the territory, honestly.
Of course it does.
But even no offense, Julian, but the ideology of player fans is just stupid to me, though. Like,
why you say no offense, Julian? What you talking about?
No, I know you rock with Kyrie. I said I know you rock with Kyrie, and that's your dude. But like,
you talking about his fan base?
No, but just the ideology of just love standing one player out of the whole NBA. It's just
everybody has that part of the fan base, bro. That's just like, you know.
I mean, but it's okay to be a stan. Like, I just think it's like, if you're going to be a stan and then go like on a full team website or like go into groups where they're clearly like a team fans, and then you just like, because we see it in our Discord, right? There's a lot of stans in our Discord, and it's like they literally just spend the whole time get real excited when their player scores, but then casuals. It's like, and then all they do is just say, this guy sucks, this guy's trash, this guy's this. And then when somebody, and then when you push back on them, then they're like, y'all suck, you're stupid.
But like, no, being a fan of a player, I have no problem. But being a straight stan to the point where you just have the worst takes and you just say the stupidest things just to make sure your player looks good, that's where I have a problem. That's where I'm like, hey, that's nasty ideology.
Real Royal. I don't think Real Royal
even Real Royal is chill. You can tell he's joking around. I don't think Real Royal.
I don't know. He came in earlier. He talking about, what did I miss? You know, you watched the game. Yeah. You know Harden went 1 for 8.
What did I miss? Yeah,
that's funny.
He kept refreshing that phone app, seeing what Harden's doing.
Yeah.
Yo.
I mean, listen, we know what Joe Harris's like weaknesses and strengths are, and right now Joe is just showing nothing but weakness, unfortunately. But he is just as they call it, he is just a symptom of like a bigger problem at the moment, you know, and that's just the reality of it. But And when you do have Kyrie, Harden, and KD all on the floor at the same time, it's like you can afford to hide those issues. Whether it's him, whether it's Clax, whether it's Blake, it's like, I often feel like when you're surrounded by like three of those guys, it's almost like, because it almost feels like literally like if you watch a game and say the guy shoots like average in the game, he does this or does that, it's like people are not even looking anymore at what some of these players that we've all like kind of talked and said haven't played well. It's like they don't even look at anymore. They don't even acknowledge when somebody does something good in the game. They just wait for that moment to just say that guy's ass, trade him, he's trash, he's this. And then you'll see them post that, and then the very next like couple seconds that guy will score and they don't say anything. Like, shit is funny though.
But that's throughout all the NBA though.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest, Harden is clearly struggling now, but the minute he drops 25 or drops 30, everyone will be like, the beard is back. And it's like, bro, y'all are the same people saying this man was trash. He's washed. The rules got to him. Come on. This is
I can't stand people. Yeah, he sucks. Yeah, Harden's just.
Joe Harris midnight is never going to score averagely 30 a night. I think Joe Harris.
When is Joe Harris ever going to drop 30
if I could
with
get
Kevin Durant and James Harden? I don't get that.
If I could get Joe Harris to give me an average of 15 points, I'd be happy, and I really wouldn't give a shit what else he does.
If Joe averages 50 a night, like
15.
Yeah. No, like
50.
if Joe Harris just averages like 70 points, then I'll be okay.
It was kind of like
drop
DJ.
Like the all-time record for me to be all right with him on the team,
I said this about DJ last year, and I even said it about Claxton this year, right? Like, if DJ and Clax could just give me 10 and 10 on an average night, I'd be okay. Like, I wouldn't care. Like, I wouldn't expect them to do much more than that. Like, I would just love that if they could have just averaged like 10 rebounds, 10 points. I don't think that's too much to ask. Like, and I kind of look at Joe Harris the same way. Just give me 15 a night, couple rebounds, couple assists, try not to turn the ball over. Hopefully the coach doesn't put him in situations where he gets exposed defensively, which is something that I won't put all on Joe, but I'll put on Nash for sure, is that like Nash doesn't necessarily set his players up with their strengths and weaknesses. That is if there's a knock on Nash, he's really bad at setting his players up with their strengths and their weaknesses as far as like role players are concerned, outside of KD, Kyrie, and Harden. But yeah.
But I think with even with some of the lineups, right? If you want to go full on big, I think that makes Harden a lot worse in terms of him being able to distribute and him being the best of his ability. You need him to provide him with shooters and outside players.
Right.
You need to be able to
double more.
You need threats.
Yeah. You need at least two shooting threats with Harden and a lobber.
You can't clog the paint. You can't clog the paint with James Harden running the offense.
It would be easier for him,
and that causes a lot of turnovers too. He doesn't have room to pass the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and that is kind of this guy. What is his name? Hotline Bling is a good song. This isn't a big man's league, and they don't throw it into the post. Yeah, they're not. I mean, Claxton has no post game outside of catching a lob or an open random putback dunk. He has. I think it's safe to say that Claxton has zero, maybe a 5% post game, right? But it is frustrating.
What's it called? Hey, trade Kyrie for Kareem.
For who?
For Kareem.
Kareem is Wait, Kareem Abdul Drummond or Kareem Abdul
Jabbar. Yeah, Jabbar.
Oh, okay, I didn't know which.
You know, I
Because
still be seeing that. They be like trade Kyrie for Giannis. I'm like, yeah, let's just trade him for Giannis. Yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah, just do that.
No.
No, listen, it's not. I don't think what we're talking about is Harden slander. The reality is Harden is definitely working through some things right now. He's trying to get his shot back on a consistent basis. He's
We didn't even talk about him that much.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did. We early on, we kind of did. I just, I'm not worried about Harden. I'm not
either.
Yeah, I don't call it slander because the second that guy puts it together this season, like you said, all the people that were hating on him, even Net fans that are frustrated with him, like they're gonna forget all about it.
Yeah, let's not forget. Like people made solid arguments that Harden was one of the best scorers at the time and could go head to head with KD. But let's not act like that was not a thing for a solid couple years when he was in Houston.
He got
even with the free throws, like he was a monster offensively. Like
he can have a terrible shooting. He could have the worst shooting game of all time and still have 35.
And still give you a triple double.
Give you 50-point triple double, all layups, and be like 0 of 9 from 3. Like this. Come on, let's not forget. Like
that's what it made hard. It made it hard to hate him, and you could almost kind of put like Westbrook in that a little bit, where it's like, yeah, he's doing all this other shitty, but damn, he just gave you a fucking triple double. Like, how can you really, can you really hate on him too much?
Yeah, and even last year when we could argue he was in worse shape last year, he averaged 27 and 11.
Yeah,
come on, like
25, 24.
Yeah, solid like 20. Yeah, so like 20 plus and 11 assists. Like he's gonna get it together, and when
I think he had 10 rebounds too.
All right, you know what? I gotta throw this out because I'm seeing a lot of it, and we're not gonna get into a huge Kyrie debate. This will be like kind of the last thing we talk about, and then we're just gonna get out of here. Yep. I see a lot of like trade Kyrie. Let's just play that stupid game right now towards the end. Like chat, throw it in there. Like this is very much like chat participation. You guys let's just say no mandate gets lifted. Kyrie gets no vaccination, and we're midway through the season or close to the trade deadline, and there is zero movement on Kyrie, and the Nets are saying, "Hey, dude, Kai, you got to shit or get off the pot. Either get it," and then they go to him and say, "Listen, clearly this is not changing. You're not changing your mind. We need somebody here. We need more. What do you want to do? Do you want to go play somewhere?" So let's have that dumb conversation right now. Who are y'all trading Kyrie for?
I mean, obviously we would get Michael Jordan. I mean, obviously, like who else would we get? Y'all, who we getting? Y'all.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's have that real discussion because I see people constantly saying like,
I'd want it to be Dame.
I saw that earlier.
It only makes sense.
This stupid one right here.
Dame not gonna do that.
Kyrie for Kevin Love. Javon came in with Kai for Collins. I mean, wouldn't that be some shit to send him back to Cleveland? That would be fun.
Oh, that'd be tragic.
I think a good one would be Zach LaVine. That would be a good one.
Ooh. Zach LaVine.
We're
not getting Dame.
Nah, I ain't gonna
send him back. You got to send him back to Boston for Jason Tatum.
Trade unvax Kyrie for vax Kyrie. I feel that. I agree. I like that one.
Nah, Zach LaVine. I'm low key liking that trio of Harden, LaVine, and KD. That's actually
we got
a fire-ass trio.
Melody said Allen Iverson. WTM said trade Kyrie for Ben Simmons. Let's play Ben at the 5. Pace and space.
Yeah, let's play Ben at the 0.
Yeah, let's play Ben. Kyrie for
I'm saying, like, y'all don't see what Ben is doing over at Philly, and y'all want him to come over here with his mess, with his luggage.
Why would you want to do this, Kyrie for Russell Westbrook?
Because they want that stupid OKC shit.
You got to be a Lakers fan. Are you Joanne? Are you a Laker fan, and you are already having buyer's remorse on Russell Westbrook? Oh, dude, I would no lie though. I would do this.
Jaylen Brown.
I do Kyrie for Jaylen
No,
Brown.
no, not Jalen. Well, no, I thought at first I was thinking Tatum, but
Jaylen Brown.
Oh yeah, no.
Then there's another one, Miles Turner, Bogdan. I've seen that a lot. I've seen that quite a bit.
Brogdon. Oh, ooh.
Kyrie for Prime Shaq and Vince Carter. Totally. I do that.
Yeah, no, Brogdon is a total downgrade. Yeah, like he's a good, solid 20 points per game scoring guy, but compare that to Kyrie now.
Yes, listen, Age. We know we know. We're having that stupid conversation, so please play along. We know you want Kyrie. You know you want to trade him for a back to Kyrie, but please play along and offer a good trade package for Kyrie. Let's have that. Oh, Kyrie maybe for CP3 and 2 picks.
That'd be fine.
That's not that's crazy. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
CP3.
Oh yeah.
Kyrie for DeMontis Sabonis.
Yeah. For Shaggy. Yeah, no, I'll do that.
Yes, JH, this is the point. We are trolling. This is a completely unrealistic segment. I'm trying to come up with anything right at this point. Kyrie for Paul George.
But realistically, what's a possible trade package that makes sense?
That's what I'm saying, though.
It's so hard. It's so like if you're going to get if everyone is convinced that we can get Miles Turner for Claxton and Harris, I think that then you can't even put Miles Turner in the conversation for Kyrie.
Let's be real. Kyrie we are putting on the block a solid 27 points per game score that just came off a 50-40-90 season.
Right?
I'm pretty sure Kyrie will get us way more than
However, there is the stigma that has been attached to him, and some people are not going to go all in on that. We do have to take that in consideration.
Right. But
I would Kyrie for Luka.
I think the only team that wouldn't do that is if like they thought that a mandate might get passed for their state. So then obviously it'd be like, why would we get him if a mandate could be? I think that's the only thing that could really hold him.
Clearly, he's not going to California. Clearly, he will not be going to another New York team. So,
but if I was the Heat or something,
you're out of there.
Yeah, but if I was the Heat and I'm like, well, what if we get a mandate? Then we're gonna be stuck in the same situation. So I could see that, but
I still don't get this. Why people are so hard up about this Ben Simmons for Kyrie?
That helps the Sixers, but it does not help us.
I mean, I get it defensively. Yes, would Simmons provide defense? Yes, he could bring the ball up, but
he would have to play the 5, or something like that. He's not going to play point guard. He's not going to do. And a lot of the times he scored at point guard is because he's 6'10", and even at 6'10", I mean, he still struggles to score over his matchup sometimes. So you don't get to play 1 or 2 over Harden. Period. So. Then you don't get to play 3 or 4 over KD. Period. Right. So you would have to play the 5.
But put it
you
this
could
way,
tell he wants to be a point guard.
It's not that he can't score, and I don't have a problem that he can't score. We have 2-3 guys on this team that can't score, or with nothing already. It's the fact that the mental block, he refuses to score.
Yeah,
we've seen it too many times where it's like he outright refuses to score on an easy opportunity, and we see Ben Simmons
playing against somebody 6'2".
Exactly, and you see when Ben Simmons goes to when he rim runs, it's very hard to guard him.
Yeah,
he's one of the best freak athlete, one of the best finishers in the game right now. And it's just that mental block that honestly I don't want him there.
Yeah,
I don't want him here. Unless he's aggressive, teams are gonna scheme us easily if Ben doesn't fix that mental block he has. And I
but imagine him at the where would he play it? Because I think he would have to play really play the 5, and then
he would be a Draymond role. He would definitely be a Draymond role. He'll be that. I'ma just be the background guy.
I don't know
little things.
I mean, because the other part of this factor is I definitely think the Nets are going to give Kyrie a very long chain in this situation because I ultimately believe they want him back. So I do believe they're going to give him a lot of leeway. I'm just curious because, like, I even saw another Steve Nash quote that said, clearly we're going to have to play without Kyrie this year, right? Like, and if you read into that, that means, like,
They're not trading him.
they're not trading him, right? If you wanted to read into it, you could read into it saying, well, yeah, we're comfortable with just not having him all year. But then on the other flip side of that, I can't imagine, like,
Maybe you're sitting out the whole year.
would the Nets really go the whole year without Kyrie and totally be comfortable with it, and then let him come back in the year after and then give him an extension? I mean, that's just like, that's hard for me to fully accept.
Yeah,
But
that'd be crazy.
I mean, that's what's hard for me to understand. And it's like, I can't imagine them also. I'm seeing a lot of people say it, but it's like, if you trade and Kyrie is accepting and he goes to wherever he's traded, depending on where you're trading him, it's like you're giving a team a hell of a piece that could propel them if he's focused in there. You know, not to mention how long is it going to take Kyrie to get in game shape to play the longer he sits, you know? And then on the other part of it is, what team is really going to be willing to give up knowing that Kyrie could be a free agent? You know, like, what? There's no guarantee that Kyrie goes to the next team and picks up that player option.
That's another thing.
That puts a huge, another huge, like, kind of wrench in this thing. Is like even if the Nets got to the point where they're just like, all right, dude, we're ready to move on from Kyrie. Like, where do you, like, you're then even to make that trade, you know, unless, like, Kyrie got fully on board and said, I understand it, I'm willing, you know, and they work with him and they say, hey, Kyrie, where do you want to go? All these guys are offering this. You've expressed interest. You'd like to play there. And, you know, they do some sort of sign and trade. Like, who the hell knows? But it's such a – that's why I said let's have this conversation, because it's so ridiculous that I don't even think it's – I mean, just to even get to that point where it's a reality – there's so many hoops to jump through for that even to happen. Like, you don't even really know where the Nets like ability to want to keep the guy is. You don't know. Again, would another team even be willing to offer that much with not a guarantee that he's going to be there after the next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, exactly, like, y'all really think, like, delusionals think Sean Marks will help a division rival? Fuck no.
Yeah,
like, they're not gonna, like, that Ben Simmons thing. Like, it's like, I know people keep saying Ben Simmons, but, like, you really gonna just hand one of the rivals?
Philly probably wouldn't do that either. Philly probably wouldn't do that either.
And let's be honest, you be talking about Kyrie being toxic at the moment. I'm pretty sure the whole Nets organization sees what's happening with Ben Simmons, and he's literally having a whole pissy fit because he's not getting his way.
Yeah.
He really tried to, like, be aggressive and stand his ground and to say, I'm out, when really it was kind of his fault. The Sixers kind of lost that series.
Yeah, it is.
Like, literally.
And it wasn't just one series, multiple years in a row. He's just not showing progression. He's not, like you said, he's not showing. We see all these videos of you hitting phase from the 3-point line and stuff like that. And then every time we get here, you don't even attempt to shoot, you know? So it's like, you can't be mad. You can't be mad at that, bro. And if LeBron can do it, if you look from LeBron to Miami till now, look at how much stuff he's added to his bag. Look at the shots he has. Look at, you know, so it's not, there's no excuse, bro. You've been like this for 5 years.
And
the only trade to the Sixers that I would accept would be Kyrie for, like, Silent Abby Gamer said, Kyrie for Joel Embiid. That's the only one to the Sixers I would be okay with, dude. Like,
oh my God, bro, Kyrie and Ben, bro, that would be tough, bro. They would be so upset. They would be mad.
Dude, come on. But if you're telling me you threw Joel Embiid in with KD and Harden,
that'd be unfair.
That would be beyond unfair, dude. That would be nuts. But
I wonder what they are going to do with Ben Simmons.
Kyrie for Devin Booker?
No.
Kylie.
And one last thing with the Ben Simmons situation is, like, you watch Ben Simmons with the Sixers his whole career. The Sixers have made above and beyond to adapt to Ben's ability to not be able to score outside of the paint. Like they had that team with Jimmy. They were trying
Raised
to
his
get a
name
lot of
is Michael. Like,
shooters.
what is he talking about? Like, that's
Oh wait,
crazy.
what
Like,
happened?
nothing.
So
Go
that's
ahead. You
too
talking
funny.
about Kylie?
Nah,
Your
I'm
name
trying
is
to look.
He
your
said,
name
he
is
said
Michael.
trade
Like,
Kylie. He said your name is Michael.
what are you talking about? Go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
Your name is Mike.
It is though. Sam. At that.
How's that? Bro, Michael's a regular ass name. How's that?
That's a default name. That's you make a 2K character and you go to the character. It already says Michael up there before you type it.
It says
It's a
Michael
default.
Sapp.
It's a default
It's already.
name.
That was like the first name they put into 2K.
A default.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a default name. So I'm also
Michael.
Kylie.
Yeah,
Michael
but-
Sapp.
But to finish what I was saying, like the Sixers have went above and beyond to adapt to Ben Simmons not being able to get past that mental block, and he's been the reason they failed a lot in those past playoffs. And for him to just come out and say, you know what, it's you, not me. Who is really gonna go after that? When like the one time he doesn't get his way, he cuts the whole team off, and he just makes it a distraction for it. Because let's be honest, he really made it a distraction for the Sixers.
Yeah, but
Going
I
to
think
the
people
practice,
really get
Not
attracted
doing
because
anything. It's like
but I think people get attracted because in some people's opinion, it's headache for headache. That's the way
Yeah.
a lot of people are. I think a lot of people that want that trade, you would probably get them to agree that it's
Yeah.
headache for headache. And I just,
yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't want to have that headache after dealing with the headache of Kyrie. I'm
I
One
pretty
would-
sure
headache.
we don't want.
One headache
I-
gives you 0 in the fourth, and the other will give you,
would you take Kyrie for Jared Allen and Colin Sexton? Imagine.
For Jared Allen and Colin said, just to get Job back, I might think about it.
I might
just
do
to
that.
Just to get Jared
Rage,
Allen
you
back.
can shake your head all you want, but if we got the throw back, I fuck it, dude. Let's go.
I love Jared Allen, but man, Colin Sexton is just.
No, I don't want Sexton though.
but he dropped 20 on us in the overtime, so that means he's better than everybody on the team.
I do miss the throw, man. I'm not lying. Like that was my favorite net. Like when the new guard came, that hurt.
Yeah, that sucks that they all left, bro. That's sad.
Yeah, like that. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That really hurt. Oh my god, my children are being. Don't have children. Make sure when you have a child that you are ready to have one. They're yelling about sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies.
Okay, you can have something. Just
It's not
give
even
me
the
a
best
few
cookie.
minutes.
That's not even the best cookie.
I know. Well, my one son likes sugar cookies. My other one is likes random ass shit.
He is anti-sugar cookie.
Yeah, exactly.
Pro
I do miss Jared Allen. Like that was my dude, man. And I love what he brings.
Yeah.
Can you leave me alone, please? No, I love you. I love you very,
That's
very
crazy.
much. No, you cannot have a candy cigarette. So, dude, when I was a kid, they had these candy cigarettes, and my son found a pack. I don't know if, depending on how old you are, these gum cigarettes would be wrapped in paper, and they would put a bunch of paper in them, and then you would put them up and go like that, and it would blow out. Like that's what they gave to us as kids, and they started making them again. So, yeah, my son wants a candy cigarette. But yeah, all right, y'all. I mean, listen, we had to have a little fun. That's kind of why I brought up the whole Kyrie thing. It just exposes that if it ever got to the point where you traded Kyrie, like it's not an easy situation, and it's not going to be. And finding the right trade partner, trade deal.
That fits both teams.
And I almost feel like you're not going to get back the true value for Kyrie if you were to trade him, just because of some of the other issues. The fact that he could not accept his player option, if you want to look at this whole vax thing as an issue, or if who knows how many teams look at him a certain way. It's one of those scenarios that it's like, to give Rage his thing, the best scenario would be for Kyrie to come back. And I just hope to God that it is not next year. I don't know where the Nets really are at with how long they're willing to wait. I wish that was like an answer we could have, but it sure would suck to go the whole season without Kyrie. It really would. But yeah, like Age said, Kyrie's crazy. He might get vaxxed tomorrow or some shit. We don't know. like Kyrie is the
stars
kind of
might
guy
tell him
that,
something, and he's like, you know what, time to get
stars told him something.
Like all of a sudden, Kyrie, like we could be at a home game, and all of a sudden you just see Kyrie come out of the tunnel and just sit down on the bench.
Yeah.
Not even fully dressed, but just sit down, right? That would be some Kyrie shit. Like I could see him doing that. Get vaxxed, don't say anything, just show up to the game, come in, and sit down.
Or just shows up in like the stands or something.
And then they ask, when did you get vaxxed? And he'd be like, respect my privacy.
Right? And he wouldn't say shit. He'd just be like, I don't want to talk about it.
Or instead of him responding, he's just like.
Yeah, I agree with Javon. I think that's the other thing. I think just to also end the show on this note, I'll let you guys say whatever you're going to say. This will kind of be my final words. And Javon kind of hit it where it was like, I think the first 3 games, like some people were panicking. They were going to the James Harden's trash shit. You heard the normal rhetoric about Harris and all these other things. And it's like, you got to imagine. What are you doing, Rage?
I'm adjusting this camera.
Rage is like setting his shit up like we're not live on stream. He's all.
I know damn well someone in our Discord did not just say
I'm
is better than
I'm
Kyrie.
moving it, and the light gets lighter, and it
He
hurts
said
my eyes. So
Klay Thompson is better than Curry.
Yeah, and someone in our Discord said Klay Thompson's better than Kyrie.
Just shut up.
I love
Klay, he's a better defender, but
I don't think. I mean, listen. The whole thing is. We started this year with the impression that all big 3 were going to be healthy. Everybody was going to be there. We got all these new pieces to our team. We got real excited. Paige, what the hell are you doing?
What's going on?
I was just adjusting the camera. I was just trying to see. I would turn it, and it just wouldn't go right. So.
He's all like getting super close.
If we got Klay for Kyrie, I wouldn't be mad at Klay, bro. I wouldn't be mad. Like if we had to, I don't want him to get traded at all, obviously. But Klay but that's not gonna happen because Klay loves Steph. He's a warrior. So.
Yeah. No, I just think we've just came down to reality. Obviously, the no Kyrie hurt. I don't think we realized how out of sync our whole team was because we have 9 new players. And then clearly we're seeing the effect of the new rules on Harden. We're seeing a couple players that have not fully gotten their full game back. Long season, I think we'll be okay. My biggest concern and gripe will be is how long do we have to wait for Kyrie? And I hope to God it's not long. I hope something happens. I hope we don't go the full season or even to the All-Star break without him. That would be terrible, but who knows? Anyways, that's my last words. I'm going to let y'all say whatever you got to say, and we're going to get out of here.
All right.
Y'all go
first. W stream. Got the win we needed. Only 78 games left, and we'll be back Wednesday.
Yes, I will not be here. I will be at work all day, unfortunately.
Damn, so subbies. AJ got a sub in that. Damn, so like just player for player at this point.
He ratchet, bro. He ratchet. Crazy. Shout out Sean for pulling up. Good win. Good back-to-back wins. I might add. We gonna get third. We gonna get the third one. We playing the Heat, right?
Yeah, well, I like that mentality.
Yeah. I'm not. We smoking them at the end of the day. We rolling them up, so it's cool.
Wait, we didn't win yesterday. We're hoping to get a back-to-back. That's what we're hoping.
We didn't win yesterday.
No, Charlotte
We
beat you.
didn't?
You weren't okay. You were asleep.
Yeah, I wasn't
Remember
here.
that?
Yeah. I thought we
So
won close. I thought it was a close win.
no.
We got smoked.
Aren't we 2-2? Aren't we
Smoked.
2-2? Aren't we
Yeah,
2-2?
Yeah, we're 2-2.
No.
We won today.
Now
and
we're
saying,
2-2.
Yeah, now we're 2-2. So now you're
You-
saying back to back.
I must have watched the wrong highlights, bro.
You were-
I was
okay.
asleep when the game went on. I looked at the stats after, but damn.
It's safe to say
All right.
Julian was high yesterday.
All right, so look.
You're all embarrassed now.
Next game we gonna be back to back. That's what I meant. Y'all misunderstood me. I said next game we gonna be back to back.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
This guy
so-
said, "Come on, homie."
Hey. I was talking about next game. I misworded, but you know, shout out to
I'm gonna go with
everybody.
that. Yeah.
You know, y'all go blow up AJIG. You know, tell him to stop being ratchet and be professional. Stop. You know, he being like Kyrie right now. You know,
Oh, he's gonna come
taking
back with some Cali
having
stories.
having fun and stuff and like living his life. Like that shit lame. Like coming to work. You know.
Coming to work.
You know.
Yeah, get your ass to work. Get your ass in the
You
show.
know, going to concerts and shit, having fun. Shit lame, but yeah, that's it. Pull up on 27th, right?
Yes, Wednesday. That's Wednesday.
Yeah, pull up 27.
That's 20. Yeah.
Yeah, we play 27th at home, and then do we have another back-to-back right after that? Then our next game's on the 29th at home against the Pacers.
Yeah, man. We got a solid homestand, so that we got that going, so we can probably get some good chemistry there in our own home court. So yeah.
All right, y'all. Unless you got anything else to say, appreciate you guys sticking around, coming out.
W stream, man. W stream.
Oh, all right. I don't know why I'm so tired. I know why I'm tired because I worked all damn night when you all were sleeping. Yeah, when you were asleep, Julian, dreaming about how the Nets won. Yeah, I was working last night.
Dream about how the Nets won.
See, you must have went to bed when we were winning.
I went to sleep at like 2 o'clock.
Damn.
And I woke up at like 8 or 7 or 8.
Jeez.
That must have been some good shit, man. Right on.
Yeah, right.
All right, y'all. Hey, appreciate you guys coming out. Nice W for the win today from the Nets.
Good bounce back win, man. Good bounce back win.
Yeah. So hopefully the Heat, we can keep it rolling. I do think that's going to be one hell of a game. So, all right. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.